Oh, hey, Max Sterling here. You know, I was just thinking to myself, when you're out there adventuring those wastelands, a fella sure can get parched. So, I just happen to have a few drinks on me, and I think we're going to go ahead and give them the old review to see how they quench the thirst and how they may fit into our adventuring. So, let's go ahead and take a look at what I have in my old pouch here. And we'll just throw that treasure map aside for now. So, well, looks like we got a blast from the past with some Crystal Pepsi. The hits keep on coming. Ecto-Cooler. And for those of you across the pond, you might not be able to get Coca-Cola where you're at, but you sure as shit can get Irn Bru. So, let's go ahead and give these three drinks the old taste test. I think we're going to go ahead and try out this Ecto-Cooler first, because it's the smallest. So, any of you who were around back in the day will remember this Ecto-Cooler drink in your lunch when you went to school. Citrusy sort of orange tangerine taste. Well, let's see how this holds up. Orangey tangerine. Can really taste that yellow number 5 in there. It's really important that they made this green because, you know, it's in a box and you can't see it. But if you were to pour it out, it is in fact green. So, thanks to Ghostbusters, we have this Ecto-Cooler. Now, as far as taste, it's pretty much exactly how you're going to remember it. Good stuff. Not full of good stuff, but it tastes pretty good. So, as far as LARPing, packaging, great. Small, easy to carry. You could stick it in an ammo pouch, no problem. Have this ready to go. Comes with the straw. When you're done, you could crush this up very small. If there's a fire, you can toss this in and burn it. Probably just vanish. Really, you know, stuff like this isn't too expensive. Now, obviously, you're probably not going to find Ecto-Cooler in stores. But if you get any of these sort of little Hi-C pouches, they're probably good. Now, as far as, you know, is it period? Well, depends on what you're playing. You know, more than likely, the answer is going to be no. If you want to take this carton and rough it up a little bit, spray paint it, do some shit to it, you could do that. I would suggest probably just wrapping it in duct tape, or maybe even just making like a duct tape cozy that is the size of this. Just use one of these that's empty, and then just wrap duct tape around it loosely, and then sort of like, you know, gape it out so that you can slide one of these inside. Yeah. I know where you're going. Alright, so you can then carry this around without having to worry. People think you're drinking out of duct tape or something. I don't know. You can make it something where this slides inside of like a old soup can or something. But basically it's small enough that you can conceal and hide it. And you can probably keep it looking, period. Or you can even just mess up the boxes and say you found it on a shelf somewhere. So I think this tastes good. It's not too expensive. And can easily be made to fit the genre. So I'm going to say Hi-C Ecto-Cooler is a yes for LARP. It's a good go. Medieval LARP, are you fucking kidding me? Get the fuck out of here. If you open this up and pour it into a cup or something, then you can drink it. It's green, it's magic potion, whatever you want to say. Crystal Pepsi. So, we can thank L.A. Beast and all of his supporters and all the fans that wanted to bring this back for seeing it on shelves. Now, it was out on shelves for a minute, then it was gone again, and now it's back again, so I don't know what the deal is there. Now, I remember, because I'm old, Crystal Pepsi when it first came out. And I remember it being, you know, meh, which is probably why they didn't keep it around. So it was like Pepsi, but it was clear. But it didn't really taste like Pepsi either. Even though the coloring probably shouldn't make a difference in the taste, clearly it did. But, you know, overall, it wasn't bad. So, let's go ahead and give this new formula, new version Crystal Pepsi, a try. It doesn't really smell like Crystal Pepsi. Crystal Pepsi sort of had a unique smell to it. This does not have that smell. So, go ahead and give this a shot. Alright, so my first thought is it doesn't taste like anything. Okay? It tastes like maybe like watered down Sprite with corn syrup. You know, it's not very fizzy. You know, there's not much carbonation in it. It's like maybe like a sweet watered down seltzer water with some citrus hints. But basically, overall, it's not very good. I mean, you can kind of taste the caffeine in it too. But let me close my eyes and try it. I mostly drink Coke, but we'll go ahead and close my eyes and see if I can pretend this is Pepsi. Let's see. No way. This tastes like shit. Pepsi, when you brought this back, you should have stuck with the original formula because you fucked this up. I don't know what you did or what you changed or why you changed it. I assume you changed it because it would impact your bottom line, but you know, this tastes like shit, dude. You guys fucked up. You missed the mark. You didn't bring back the nostalgia. You fucked it up. So as far as this is concerned, price, I think these are like 3 for $5. So it's about on par with an average, you know, bottle of pop. As far as taste, you know, I'm not digging it. You may be into it, but I'm not feeling it. As far as portability, now obviously it's in a bottle, so you're gonna be good to go for a LARP. But if you're running around with this in a container and it's getting shooken up, you know, all the carbonation is going to be messed up, where you're going to open it and it's going to blast off all over you. Now, the positive thing is it's clear, so it's not going to fuck up your costume. If you're like me, though, and you like to have a little bit of immersion on yourself, then, you know, it's not a good thing. So, I would, I don't know. I guess see if you like the taste. If you do, you could always bring it along. You could use it for sit-down meals. You don't have to pour it into a cup or something. You could easily rip this label off. You could wrap tape around it or something to make it look period. You could paint up the bottle so it looks shitty. You could pour it into a flask, whatever you want to do to drink it. But basically, I'm going to say pass on the Crystal Pepsi. This is just not really good. It's kind of costly. Doesn't taste good. Doesn't fit the part that easily. But you can make it fit the part, so I would say it's, you know, mostly there, but there's clearly better options than this Crystal Pepsi. And, of course, our final product here. Now, some of you may not know what Irn Bru is, but if you're from Scotland, you sure as hell know what Irn Bru is. And basically, this is the Coke of Scotland, essentially. Everybody drinks this. And you can do a little bit of research into it if you want to and see why that is. But basically, it's their main soft drink. So we're going to go ahead and give this a try. See how it tastes. Irn Bru. All right, so it smells like juicy fruit gum. You ever chew like Wrigley's Juicy Fruit gum? Of course, it's orange, but it smells like juicy fruit. So I'm assuming it's probably going to taste like juicy fruit as well. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Yeah, it really kind of does. So now, I personally don't believe that this is a good replacement for Coke. Oh no! You Scottish people can click dislike. But, you know, it's palatable. The thing is, it's not really that easy to get over here in the States, so you're probably not going to see this much. But if you do, you can give it a try. But as far as LARP purposes, kind of like cough medicine a little bit, like Kids Dimetapp or something. I don't know. So, for those of you across the pond, or if you have access to it in the U.S., or if you're Scottish and you really like it, you want to take it to LARP with you, it's going to fall under a lot of the same stipulations as this. One, in the States, this is going to be as expensive as fuck. You might as well buy a bottle of wine and take it with you, because this shit's going to be several dollars per bottle. If you get it shipped in, same difference, because of the shipping costs. If you're someplace where you just pick this up in a grocery store, you know, then not a big deal. So your price is going to vary depending on where you live. As far as portability, it's actually a thinner, longer bottle, so it's probably a little bit easier to carry around. As far as the color, it's an interesting, you know, coloring to it, so it's not like clear. So this, you could pretend like it's water or something. This, though, you know, you could say it's like rusty water or something. You know, I don't know, but you could rip this label off. This is something that, you know, you may be able to, you know, make look the part depending on your type of LARP. Now, obviously, medieval fantasy doesn't fall into this category. This you're going to have to pour into a glass or whatever, like we've discussed. But these are futuristic LARP. You know, you could probably do something with this. Maybe even paint the bottle up. Hell, I don't know. If it's BPA free, maybe turn it into a small cup or something. It's one, so actually, yeah, you could probably do that and be okay. So like half you're like, the fuck is Maxx talking about? It's a 1. Anyways, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you can turn this into like a little cup or something that you reuse, you know, something along those lines. And you know, basically, this would probably be, you know, higher on the scale than this as far as a pass. But I mean, ultimately, if you're gonna drink, you know, some sort of pop at a LARP. Oh my god, he fucking said pop again. Oh, he keeps calling the soda pop. Motherfucker. That son of a bitch. Fucking calling the soda pop. What an asshole. Anyways, you could probably buy a better type of pop to take. Cans, you can rough up. Bottles, you can rough up. Take the labels off. Make your own labels. You know, do whatever you want. Make some Nuka-Cola labels. Stuff like that. But basically, you know, these drinks will fall in the same category. So I think we should go ahead and do a little bit of chemistry here. See what happens. So we got a little bit of Ecto-Cooler here. Hold on. Not feeling that at all. So we got a little bit of Ecto-Cooler left here. Irn Bru. Oh, I was waiting for it to like explode. Look at that. Crystal Ecto Brew. Now that smells interesting. Let's give that shit a shot. I don't really taste Ecto-Cooler. I'd say it certainly improved the taste of the Crystal Pepsi, but that sort of fruity, juicy fruit taste really comes through. So, anyways, if you're thinking about taking some man-made drinks here to your LARP, little containers like this, probably like Capri Suns and stuff too, going to be a pretty good idea. Bottles, A-OK, cans, probably fine too. But just remember, if you're at a LARP where they're going to bitch at you about stuff looking period, make sure you take the time to fuck these bottles up. Probably the easiest way to do that would be to make some sort of wash that you can just get, like, you know, your case of drinks and just pour over it and just let it dry. Just make sure you don't get it around the area where you're going to be drinking. Stuff like this, like I said, maybe make like a little cozy for it or something that you can just slide it into, and then that way you don't have to keep, you know, roughing up, you know, container after container after container. You can just do it one time and be covered. So, oh, excuse me, that's fucking disgusting. We're gonna go ahead and pour some more of that in there. That's not too bad. So, yeah, be sure to stay properly hydrated when you're on your adventures. And right now, half of you are screaming to me, how the fuck are you going to stay hydrated drinking pop? Well, guess what? Hey, man, fuck, man. I'm just here to review the products. I'm not here to give you health advice. So, enjoy your Hi-C, enjoy your Pepsi, enjoy your Irn Bru. Until next time, adventure on. It's like an orgy in my mouth. Where the fuck am I going? This is a map of Middle Earth. The fuck am I trying to find there?